This time, I humbly present to you my series of fine prints and paintings about the life and culture of the Ipugaos, from the northern part of the Philippines, the mountain province.
you. I saw you on TV last night. Yes, beautiful. But we have a big exhibition at the Secretary. And it's about Princess Manuel. Has these small individuals who are in the Is it here or there?
Yes, the Savannah took my classes and I want to go around things. Yes, it's very I know what you've got things to show.
Nothing happened.
Just talk to the crowd.
Because I know we have something. So, okay, thank you. We'll exchange.
Colleagues in Unesco, the Philippine Permanent Delegation to Unesco welcomes you to Philippine Skyland, a one-day exhibition of fine prints and paintings by Mr. Manuel Baldemor. I'd now like to ask Her Excellency Cristina G. Ortega, Ambassador and Permanent Delegate to UNESCO of the Philippines, to give us a greetings.
Irina Bukova, Excellencies who are here today, my dear colleagues in UNESCO, dear friends, good afternoon. Bonjour à tous. You know, I know that with the executive board meetings ongoing this week, everyone is very busy. So I really do appreciate your coming here, you're attending this mini exhibit of the Philippines. And I really thank you for being here. Today we have the inauguration of the Philippine Skyland, which because it's a one-day exhibit of prints and paintings by our renowned Filipino artist, Manuel Baldemor. I really wanted to do this at the Fontenoy, but it seems that, I don't know, the headquarters committee, UNESCO administration, they are all busy and we could not get any room at Fontenoy. So this is why we are here, which is a very nice venue. And in fact, I have used this venue for quite some time, for already a year. And it's not very expensive. We can afford this. So, you know, Mr. Baldemor is a painter, a sculptor, writer, and book illustrator. A consistent recipient of both local and international grants and awards, Mr. Baldemor was chosen artist in residence in France, in Chile, Estonia, Israel, Japan, Singapore, Switzerland, and Portugal. His mural in mosaic portraying the Philippine People Power Revolution of 1986, done in collaboration with French mosaic artist Sylvie Henault and François Sang, is now installed at the Basilica of Saint Therese in Lisieux. 2 other works adorn the United Nations offices in Vienna and in New York. Maybe one day we will be able to have something really grand at the UNESCO premises, Madam Director General. Hopefully during your term. But I know that it's very complicated. A donation is not just having something and then giving it and that's it. No, it's a very long process, I was told. So we're still working on that. Anyway, from his short biography that is found in your programs, one can readily see that Mr. Baldemor is a man who has traveled the world. From his travels, he has absorbed and learned much from different peoples and cultures. In the same manner, his travels and exchanges with other people have also allowed him to become a good ambassador of Philippine culture and arts. In fact, we have been doing this together for a long time, but without revealing my age, we have been together since the late 70s, promoting culture, arts, and Philippine heritage. The works exhibited today center on the Ifugao people and their culture. Living in the northern island of Luzon, the Ifugao are the people who have brought to the world the rice terraces of the Philippine Cordilleras. For more than 2,000 years, the Ifugao community has kept alive their rich cultural heritage through their rituals, beliefs, and social practices. This heritage is also manifested in the structure and maintenance of the rice terraces. Inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1995, the rice terraces also has the distinction of being the first ever living cultural landscape to be included in the World Heritage List. Through the years, threats such as climate change, migration, and technological and social changes resulted in the placement of the terraces in the list of World Heritage in danger in 2001. In response, the Philippines worked to raise awareness and to obtain local, national, and international support to preserve the rice terraces. The efforts bore fruit because last year, the World Heritage Committee removed the terraces from the list of World Heritage in danger when we were in St. Petersburg. This has not made us complacent, however, as we continue to seek the delicate balance of nature, tradition, and community involvement to protect the area. The Philippines is committed to conservation and heritage preservation. It is for this reason that we have put forward our candidature for a seat in the World Heritage Committee this year. In fact, since last year, we have taken every opportunity to showcase Philippine culture and arts, not only here in UNESCO, but also in France. Last week, the French Prime Minister and our Philippine Vice President inaugurated the exhibition Philippines Archipelago of Exchanges at the Musée Luque Branly. I urge you to view the exhibit as we have no doubt that you will come out of it with a keener appreciation of Philippine history and Philippine pre-colonial heritage. Also evident in the exhibition and in the many cultural events that we have organized is our commitment to the preservation of culture and our unstinting desire to foster peace and understanding through cultural preservation and promotion. So, with that, we hope that we can count on your support on our candidature. At this point, I would like to extend my appreciation to UNESCO Director General Bukofa for joining us today, and we are really, really very honored for her coming here and being with us. Madam Director General, would you kindly give us a few words? Thank you very much, and thank you for being here.
Your Excellency Cristina Ortega, dear friend, Ambassador and Permanent Delegate of the Philippines to UNESCO, I think you treat us so well. Today I thought I will be not having lunch at all because it's executive board and my team is waiting for me there to start working already on some of the follow-up, and we have this beautiful exhibition, and of course we have this wonderful treat, so thank you very much. Dear Mr. Baldemor, Manuel Baldemor, I'm very honored to greet you here, to welcome you, and to inaugurate this exhibition, Philippine Skyland, organized by the permanent delegation of the Philippines. And I think you will all agree with me that it opens a window onto the unique beauty of your country, which I have personally visited and testified to your rich natural landscape and rich culture, of course. And I think it's about UNESCO, because UNESCO is about to open our look at the world, and especially, of course, the world in art and nature. And I'm saying it very, very often, so please, I beg your indulgence, but I strongly believe that this is the essential humanism that drives this organization forward and have different expressions. Our conviction that it is peace that must be built in the minds of women and men, and that ignorance about each other's way and the prejudices also against the fruitful diversity of cultures sometimes are causes of mistrust, of conflict, of tensions. And that is why I think promoting the diversity of cultural expressions and intercultural dialogue is so important nowadays. And I know that the Philippines is a great champion of these ideas. This is the country where Mr. Baldemor, I visited in March 2011, almost 2 years ago, and I know that you host some of the world's richest treasures of cultural and natural heritage. From the 16th century Baroque church is also inscribed in the World Heritage List, the historic Tauta Vigan, to the rice terraces, and as you, Madam Ambassador, just mentioned, of the Cordilleras, the Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park, and the Tabataha Reef Natural Park. And all this, ladies and gentlemen, is not only Filipinos, it's ours, it's a world heritage, so it belongs to all of us. It's a source, of course, of strength for the future, inspiration for the future, and also it's a powerful tool for dialogue and understanding. And of course, the arts, which are such a powerful tool, such a power also of dialogue and understanding, of making this known to the world. And that is why also arts education is so important, something that also the Philippines is a great supporter. Art education is vital for the stimulating of the imagination, of creativity of boys and girls, to allow them to develop these new forms of expression. And also, we believe it's a way of thinking and acting, and especially when we talk about our environment, when we speak about sustainable development. And I think also, if you allow me, another extremely impressive Filipino contribution. I speak about the UNESCO Dream Center that was inaugurated in 2011 at the Filipino Normal University, which was coordinated by the Earth Savers Dreams Ensemble. And I want particularly here to thank Cecile Alvarez. If you could pass my thanks of gratitude, an incredibly inspirational person which embodies UNESCO's values and UNESCO's vision. So I think everybody values these cultural expressions, and we are very deeply welcome to, honored to welcome Mr. Manuel Baldemor here at UNESCO. I know, Mr. Baldemor, that you're one of the Philippines' greatest artists, prized and shown in so many countries across the world. And also the fact that you exhibit the landscapes of Philippines, which are, I think, very often your inspiration. And the exhibition draws, as Madam Ambassador mentioned, on the culture of Yugaos, which is intimately tied to the rice terraces of the Philippine Cordilleras. And you have always, Mr. Baldemor, also been attentive to this linkage between fine and folk art techniques, modernity and folk techniques and tradition, to express something old and at the same time very contemporary. I think it's you came up with your own new form of new technique, new form which is based on the rich cultural tradition of your people, and we can admire all these beautiful pieces here. And I know there is a wonderful exhibition at the Quebron Lee of the Filipinos under the title of Archipelago of Exchanges, and I think what we are having here is only one glimpse, but I think we all should go and see. This will encourage us to go and see this beautiful exhibition. And once again, I think it's symbolic that we open this exhibition in the first day of the executive board. We need such reminders, if you allow me, Ambassador Ortega, remind us about UNESCO's mandate and where we go and what we do. Because sometimes we are bogged down in our daily lives. It's natural. We talk a lot about reform, we talk about focusing, but we should never miss this, I would say, intellectual, moral, and finally, highly political objective that UNESCO has. And this is precisely according to our mandate also, to look at creativity, at imagination of this highly humanistic exercise, arts and culture and heritage, in order to make this world much more just, much more inclusive, and finally much more humane. I think this is the uniqueness of UNESCO's mandate. So this is a wonderful, gentle, but at the same time very powerful reminder, Mr. Baldemor, of our UNESCO's responsibility. And as long as it's so profoundly anchored in the Philippines, this wonderful archipelago country of diversity, of different cultures, and of so many islands, and with its also unique, I would say, history like all the others with ups and downs, but finally anchored deeply into this new identity of the Filipino people. Allow me, Madam Ambassador, to quote one of the poems of your great hero, national hero, Jose Rizal. I do remember when I visited the Intramuros, and I remember everything that was there around this incredible national hero. And what is wonderful also that this is a national hero who fought for your independence, and he was a great poet. I think he embodied the two sides also of what we want to achieve here at UNESCO, having a strong political vision and drive, and based on these values and rights and dignity for the Filipino people. And at the same time, I think he was also a very powerful poet, lifting the spirits and mobilizing your people. And he said of the Philippines, he wrote of the Philippines as the pearl of the Orient Seas, the land of enchantment. I think you can never better express what the Philippines is today. So thank you very much for this wonderful initiative, and I thank also, of course, Mr. Baldemor for coming to us and showing a glimpse of what your powerful art did, and I am sure that we will enjoy, all will enjoy this exhibition. Thank you very much.
Director General Rina Bacova, Excellencies, Ambassador Ortega, ladies and gentlemen. I am so proud and very honored to be here in Paris again and launching my second exhibition in this institution, UNESCO. My first was in 2007 when I shown my acrylic paintings in commemoration of the 60th anniversary of the diplomatic relations between Philippines and France. I even designed the commemorative stamps at that historical event. This time, I humbly present to you my series of fine prints and paintings about the life and culture of the Ipugaos from the northern part of the Philippines, the mountain province. The Ifugao are renowned for the creation of the famous 370 years old rice terraces, one of the Philippines' biggest tourist attraction and a national cultural treasures. This art exhibition was coincide with our major show recently opened at the Brandley Museum entitled The Philippines Archipelago of Exchanges, a milestone and a landmark of Philippine arts and culture overseas. It is a must to visit the exhibition and will run till the 14th of July. I wish to thank our very own energetic Philippine Ambassador to France, Her Excellency, Madam Cristina Ortega, for opening more doors to Europe and promoting our arts and cultural legacies abroad. Thank you so much, Madam Ambassador, for fulfilling our dreams, and I hope that everything I have accomplished as a Filipino artist will somehow strengthen the cultural relationship and understanding between Philippines and to the world. I feel quite fortunate of having the great assistance of the Philippine Embassy staff and the household of our ambassador who assisted me in all of my endeavors. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. And most of all, thank you so much for your time and gracing this occasion. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
With the needle.
Good weather. Sometimes it's not even embarrassing, but we
I go back.
This is much easier.